There's the chips. There's the songs.
Watch your step, I'm the OG in the snack game.
Hot Cheetos and Takis. Hot Cheetos and Takis.
Sweatshirts, socks, sweatpants. Entire restaurants inspired by them. And now, even a movie.
I got an idea. It's a spicy chip. It's gonna change everything.
Cheetos Flamin Hot, also known colloquially as Flamin Hot Cheetos, has transcended grocery store aisles and become a cultural icon for Latinos.
Hey, I'm about to be Cheeto Bay. Oh my God.
Even spawning entire TikTok characters. This is the story of how and why the vibrant red Cheeto became one of the most popular salty snacks in the country and even a symbol of Latinidad or identity for Latinos in the US, in a way no other chip brand has ever done. To get a sense of how Latinos think of the Cheetos Flamin' Hot brand, I decided to visit one of the epicenters of Latinidad in Southern California, the chip aisle at a Vallarta Supermarket, one of the largest Latino-owned grocery store chains in California. So I'm just curious, what did you just put in your cart?
I put hot Cheetos in my cart.
Which is the extra?
The extra hot. He goes crazy for him.
Who's he?
My son. He's been eating these since he was 5 years old. I don't know. You know what? These kids and adults, everybody loves these things. I don't know what it is. The hotness and spicy. I don't know.
So what were you saying about your little brother?
Oh yeah, so he grew up here in San Fernando Valley, and the hot Cheetos were so popular that they would stain the walls and the clothes. So the kids had the red fingerprint everywhere, and it was banned from school. I liked hot Cheetos because it made my lips red.
While at this Vallarta location, I noticed something. Not only was nearly a quarter of the chip aisle dedicated to spicy chips, but Flamin' Hot Cheetos also had an entire end cap, those prominent displays at the end of an aisle dedicated to them. I asked Lizette Gomez, the director of marketing for the grocery store chain, why that was.
Hot Cheetos are like our #1 sellers at this point. So if you saw an end cap is because it's on ad this week. So it's on promotion. Hot Cheetos makes it a lot on our front page on her ad. It's like either every week or every other week.
But why? Why are they so popular among Latinos? I spoke to advertising executive Marina Filippelli. She's the CEO of Orsi, an agency in Los Angeles. Filippelli has worked more than 25 years in multicultural marketing and advertising for some of America's biggest brands. She doesn't work on Cheetos Flamin' Hot's marketing team, but she's worked in the marketing space long enough to know what people are consuming.
There's so many U.S. Hispanic consumers that love this type of flavor palette that there was no way they could go wrong with these types of products.
And Hot Cheetos' success is due in part to when they launched.
You know, it wasn't easy to just go to the regular supermarket and pick up something like that. At the time, in the 90s, we mainly had, the basic potato chip flavors and maybe tortilla chips and, maybe Doritos with cheese.
Filippelli is talking about the early 90s. The origin story of the spicy snack has been hotly debated. There's the company janitor who says he was responsible for coming up with the idea for food giant Frito-Lay. Richard Montañez is his name, and he is actually the subject of Eva Longoria's latest film, Flamin' Hot. Frito-Lay largely disputed his story. Their records indicate the snack was first tested out in its Midwest market in the 1990s to court Latinos. Whatever the origin story, one thing everyone seems to agree on is Flamin' Hot Cheetos hit the US market in 1992, and they were the first spicy chip to be mass marketed to Americans.
They obviously didn't create the flavor profile, but they at least brought it to the masses here in the United States way back in the 90s.
And US Latinos, particularly Mexicans, may have played a big role in Cheetos' rise. At the time of Hot Cheetos' launch, the US Mexican population was growing fast, doubling from 1990 to 2000.
Mostly Mexican American, but a lot of US Hispanics come from countries where they're used to a different palate, right? They're used to different flavors, particularly in Mexico, obviously a lot of spicy flavors in the food. And so there was an opportunity to really get in this space and take hold because there really wasn't anything that was coming to the US at that time.
Today, the brand is part of a $260 billion a year savory snacks industry. The spicy snack category has grown 12% in the last 4 years, according to a statement Frito-Lay gave Eater in 2022. According to the company, more than half of U.S. consumers say they have tried Cheetos Flamin' Hot.
They seem to have a very strong foothold, and I think they just really understand the power of their brand and the fact that, you know, in their particular case, they started doing it with certain fun things like the dust.
That fiery red dust has taken on an identity of its own. It's well known that eating Cheetos will leave you with a stubborn red dye on your fingers. And a slew of Latino serving businesses have taken the dust and made entire businesses out of it.
We are sitting at Fatimas Grill in the city of Downey. You know, I started just making some carne asada tacos and pretty much no looking back after that.
Fatimas Grill is a Mediterranean Mexican fusion restaurant in Downey, a city in Southern California where about 74% of residents are Hispanic.
Now, the Flamin' Hot Cheetos came about from my daughter, Fatima. And, you know, one day she just said, why don't you try throwing some Flamin' Hot Cheetos on something? It took some time. It took a lot of bags of tortillas to be thrown away because we didn't really perfect it the way we wanted to perfect it.
Ali is Lebanese, not Latino, but he'd grown up around enough Mexicans to know the idea was at least worth trying.
I think we made the Flamin' Hot Cheeto burrito a staple here, like at Fatima's Grill. Traditional Mexican burrito on a 12 to 13-inch tortilla. Of course, cebolla, cilantro, frijoles, arroz, guacamole, crema, you know, your choice of salsa verde, and then the ultimate bag of Flamin' Hot Cheetos with nacho cheese.
The burrito took off on social media, and customers started requesting hot Cheetos on other items.
Oh man, we have people that fly in from Chicago. We have people that come in from London. Our TikTok presence is just insane. You know, with 1.1 million followers. You know, we live in a generation now where we eat, sleep, and drink off of our phone. And people want to be like this, do this, and eat like that. So they come from all over, and it's just a blessing. It's just a blessing.
Fatima's Grill is part of a slew of businesses adopting hot Cheetos, from hot Cheeto sushi to corn dogs and elote, and even cookies.
But as a marketer, I would say that, you know, that has to be really positive because it really puts you culturally where you want to be. It puts you in the mouths and ears of your target consumer by no other than your own target consumer that's pushing you out there.
And platforms like TikTok and Instagram could help hot Cheetos stay relevant with the future generation of Latinos thanks to people like the Hot Cheeto Girl. Marlene Mendez is a content creator who became social media famous after she posted a video in which she played a Hot Cheeto Girl next to Adam Martinez, a content creator known as Adam Ray OK.
My name is Rosa.
Hi, my name's Marnie. Nice to meet you.
Dude, you're so pretty.
Oh my god, thank you, dude. You are too.
What?
Hasta vestida. She's just introducing herself. Dude, he's so extra.
This is how she describes the Hot Cheeto Girl character.
And in high school, you would always see someone eating hot Cheetos like at 7 in the morning, like right on the first period. The Hot Cheeto Girl, I think it's also like the way she would act, the way she would talk, how she would dress up and like her hair and everything.
Funky, she's sassy, she says funny things, but she's also smart. She's got her stuff together.
It's a character that's based off a stereotype in a way, but one she thinks she can play into because she was the Hot Cheeto Girl at her high school.
So like in my videos, I would crunch up my hair because that's what I used to do in high school too. I would eat hot Cheetos for breakfast and people would be like, oh my god, it's like 7 or 8 a.m. I'm like, okay, but I haven't ate breakfast, so I'm eating breakfast right now.
The Hot Cheeto Girl is a persona many of her viewers were familiar with when she posted her first skit ever.
I was like, I have to include hot Cheetos in there because people are going to relate so much, and they did. Everybody loved it.
We reached out to Frito-Lay for comment and did not hear back. But it's these larger-than-grocery aisle icons that Cheetos Flamin' Hot has spun off inadvertently, from the red fingers to the Hot Cheeto Girl, that have made Hot Cheetos a vibrant brand for Latinos, according to Filippelli.
I think it's really interesting that when you look at how they're branding themselves today, how they're doing their marketing today, they really have understood their consumer group and where people are. So while they are using big brand, known names like a Bad Bunny to appeal to U.S. Hispanics, you get the sense that they're also really encouraging their own consumers to speak for them.